Hello my scrappy friends, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters and thank you for joining me for a KitaholicKits design team layout. So for this layout I was inspired by the amazing creator Petals Day. Sorry, I had to think for a minute because her real name's Callie, but she is just incredible and I absolutely love every layout she ever does. This is not exactly a scrap lift, but it was very much inspired by her. She had a different cut file, but it was arrows. And she had it on top of a really nice floral piece of paper, and that what really got me going. I think she chain stitched around her arrows, and I've obviously just done a back stitch, but without her layout being shared publicly, I wouldn't have come up with this idea. So I very much was inspired by her. So thank you, Kelly, for sharing that. I made this cut file myself, just in Silhouette Studio, and then so the cut file I made included the cutting out of the arrows and then the piercing of all the holes to make my stitching easier. I then used 6 different colours of crochet cotton in colours that were matching of the background floral paper. And then I'm just layering up a bunch of journaling cards that came in the journaling pack just to add some layers behind my photos. I do realize once I put these on that I've spread them out a bit far and I do move them in a bit closer. And then I realize I end up covering most of them, but the thought is there. There is a little bit of color popping out from behind. These photos are of all of my cousins' children. So what are they? My second cousins. We've all met at my great-grandma's house, not my great-grandma's house, sorry, my grandma, their great-grandma's house, not for Christmas. It is specifically after Christmas because it is the first Christmas without her. And, you know, the little kids don't realize it's a reason to be sad and happy at the same time. So they just had so much fun getting to know each other because they really don't see each other very much, these second cousins, and playing together. And it was obviously warm, so the boys were having a water fight. And yeah, it was just really, really lovely to have some joy around a sad but joyous occasion. So for this layout, I don't use a lot of ephemera. I felt like the stitching and the cut file and the floral paper was a lot. So I've used all of those journaling pieces underneath my photo. Then I've got 2 big floral pieces, probably the biggest floral pieces that came in the Winnie the Pooh floral pack. I do keep saying that it's Winnie the Pooh. You wouldn't know it to look at my floral pieces. There are a couple in the pack that do have Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore in them, but obviously they're not featured in this particular layout. Then from the thicker sheet, I have used those beautiful thicker love hearts, and there will also be some tiny words coming up in a sec that are from the thicker sheet. Some enameled dots from the enameled dots pack. Then this black writing is a really, really, really old, I think it's Amy Tangerine, maybe Amy Tan thickers. I'm just slowly getting my way through these thicker sheets. This would be 10 years old probably. It's almost all used up now, and it just worked really well with the layout. Unfortunately, the thickers in the kit just didn't say the sentiment of quite what these photos were going for, so I added this one in. But they did have some tiny word phrases that worked really, really well for this layout, so I have put those on, which were from the thicker sheet. I just love the way that kind of looks staggered down the bottom there. And then just to finish this layout off, I am, of course, going to add some... Oh, I want to switch those around, apparently. I'm a perfectionist over here. I'm going to pop on some splatters in some gold, as well as a few splatters in some black also, just because of those black thickers. And that will call this one complete. I've had so much fun playing with the kit this month. It is a really nice kit. I've really enjoyed working with it. And I just love the way, even though it was travel themed, I didn't do anything travel related at all. I just did my normal everyday life events with my family. And I think that's a really good way to show that even though we have certain themes and certain types of collections, you don't always have to stick with what the initial purpose was, which is really nice because I sometimes struggle at that. And sometimes I'm like, no, that's for spring. I can't use that now, but maybe I could. So anyway, I'm really happy with how this came together. Thank you so much for watching me. I hope you have enjoyed it too, and I'll see you next time.